What's up, and welcome back to Milliken Fishing. You know, about a month ago, a little bit over a month ago, I made a video using this Deeper Bobber sonar type deal. You can cast out, it's a castable sonar, and it's really cool. Well, that video actually was like the first time I had ever used this product, so I had almost zero knowledge of it other than what I'd seen online, what I had reviewed in the manual and everything. Well, now that I've used it for about a month, I want to take this opportunity to go over some of the features I like and really let you know my favorite mounts, why I think you would probably like one as well. And this thing has really seriously been like an awesome resource. It's just another thing you can have that works extremely well, especially when bank fishing. So if you got a bank fisherman in your life, you're really going to want to check this out. I'm going to link everything down below if you want to go click on it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the lake, cast it out a little bit, show you guys some of the sweet features, including mapping features, making your own contour maps while fishing from the bank. Something that I think is super cool. So anyways, enough of me talking. Let's get out to the lake. I'm going to cast this thing around a little bit, show you guys what I see when I'm using this and why it's just a totally badass product. Alright, so we made it to the lake. Awesome day for filming. I'm going to get this Deeper tied on, get it connected, and then I'm going to start talking about some of the features I really like about this thing. Alright, got the Deeper all charged up at home. The Deeper Pro X is what we're using today. Obviously we need to tie it on as the first step. I like to just use a simple improved clinch knot. Nothing really special is needed here, so I use that. I like braid. A little bit stronger, obviously. You don't want to have to worry about casting this thing off. It's an expensive device. But honestly, I've had no issues with backlashes or anything. So a simple clinch knot and maybe like at least 10 to 15 pound fluorocarbon monofilament or braid should do the trick. So we're going to put them in the water and then take it to the next step. So the Deeper Pro X comes with this awesome smartphone mount that actually goes right on your fishing rod. So it's a lot easier than having to kind of hold it and then try to reel with the other arm while you're trying to read your Deeper sonar. Obviously that's really important. I didn't really use that in the last video, but it's awesome, so you can have it right there on your rod. So I'm gonna get this put on and then we're gonna get everything connected and get rolling with it. All right, so we got that mount put on there, really easy. I'm gonna go ahead and get this dude put on. All right, so we got the Deeper connected. He's in the water now, all ready to go. And the first thing we're gonna do before we even make a cast here, a feature I didn't use last time, but actually I really like this thing. You go up here in settings and you can actually change, you know, today's a super bright day. So we're gonna change our screen mode. It's on classic now. You can change it to day or you can change it to night if you have really low light conditions. But we just change it to the day mode. So we got that on there. That way you can see it a little bit better during the day. Hopefully you can see this decently anyway. We might have to go over in the shade, but for now, that's how it's gonna work. Obviously, the most important thing to do with your Deeper is to cast it. So I'll flip it on out here just a little ways for this one, and we'll kind of take a look at it and see what it looks like on here. But obviously, you know, it comes with a lot of different features I really like, and that's the main thing I like is the sensitivity. I got it on 290 kilohertz. You can also put it on 90 kilohertz, and that'll give you a wider angle beam. So if you're fishing something with some deeper water, you want to see out a little bit further than what's right underneath your Deeper, the 90 kilohertz is the deal. But usually bank fishing like I am today, I really like this 290 kilohertz because there's a nice narrow cone. You can see exactly what's underneath your Deeper at that moment. Sensitivity, this is sweet too. You can adjust it just with the touch of a finger. Sensitivity is really nice. So as you can see, I just turned it down a little bit. If the water's murky, it's oftentimes you get a lot of clutter with it. So it's always good if the water is a little bit murky, if there's a lot of algae in the water. Go over here, turn that sensitivity down quite a ways, or you can very easily crank it on up just as easy if the water's clean. You want to really see those fish down there or any other type of grass or anything. And that kind of leads me to the next point. The grass and rock detection. You can really see really well on this when you find some grass and rock. All right, so I just made a long cast out there. We got the sensitivity right about medium. As you can see on here, it has about everything you'll ever need. It's got the depth range on it, so it's about 8 feet deep, says 7.8 feet right there. 78-degree water temperature. It's got your battery power up top. This thing actually, you know, I've used it for like a full day without running through batteries, so that's really great. And as you can see, there's some stuff down there. I don't know if that's fish or what that is. You can turn fish icons on and it will actually pick some of that stuff up. But I like to leave the fish icons off. I've got it on detailed mode right now. You can also go to basic, and what that does, it'll just kind of be a brown line down there, so it doesn't pick up a lot of the bottom contour, and it's not quite as sensitive. But if you go to detailed like that, you can really see if it's a hard bottom, soft bottom. This is a pretty muddy, soft bottom right out there, as you can see. You know, we're picking up some detail right there. That looks like fish right down there. There's not really much for any type of vegetation in this lake, so those are most likely fish right there. So that's awesome. It lets you know there are some fish there in the 7-foot depth range, so you can put a crankbait on down there that gets down that 7 to 10 foot range, or you can flip a jig, like a Texas rig, whatever, of course. So I'm going to turn the sensitivity down, up, kind of adjust that until I start to see a little less clutter and a little bit more what looks like arches, because you can tell that's definitely the fish when you start seeing the arches on there. So as I reel this guy in a little bit, as you can see, it's going to start to come up as far as depth, and we'll be able to see if there is any vegetation down there. There probably isn't in this lake. There's not a whole lot going on down there, but it's pretty awesome. You can see as it gets up a little bit closer, the more red the line is on the bottom, that generally is a more hard bottom, but this lake doesn't have a whole lot of hard bottom area. So now we're coming all the way up to 3.6 feet, and that is it. We're a little bit too shallow, so it's not going to read anymore. So another cool thing about this is the different type of modes it has. You know, this is something you can use all year long because it actually has different type of sonar modes. So what I mean by that is, go down here in the settings, sonar mode. Right now it's on standard mode, so we'll switch that over to ice fishing mode. And so it's just like a flasher. So just like you got a flasher in ice fishing, now you don't have to carry that big heavy flasher around. It does the exact same thing as a flasher. You can turn the sensitivity up and down, 290 kilohertz on all these. Detailed or zoom is available. It's just a really, really cool feature. I can't wait to use this for ice fishing. Obviously, I'm not looking forward to the crazy cold weather, but I am excited that this is something that can replace my fish finder. Something that costs $300, $400, $500 a lot of times is super, super accurate with this deeper sonar. So let me show you guys one more setting that I think is probably the coolest thing that's on here. So we go back over here, go to the sonar mode, ice fishing mode. We're going to change that to the onshore GPS mode. And so what that does is it actually allows you to create your own custom map. So over here on maps, which is it's from your phone, your iPhone, it uses a GPS signal to actually create your own contour map. So that's extremely valuable to you, especially if you're fishing a small pond. Now this is a pretty good sized lake, but this is a creek arm that I like to bank fish in it. So what I can do is I can make a whole bunch of casts with this thing, and it'll actually record a contour map onto my phone. And what you can do is come back and access that any other time you have your Deeper app opened up. So you have your own contour map. You can create your own contour map, which I think is pretty sweet, because a lot of times the ones you can find online for contour maps aren't very detailed. A lot of times you're fishing a private pond that doesn't have anything like that, or a little tiny pond, they just don't have any information on that. They didn't take the time to go out and map it. But with this guy, you can make a whole bunch of casts and create your own contour map. So I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to go out and make a bunch of casts, and we'll have our own little detailed contour map that we can go back and check out later on. If you guys can see this, hopefully you can, but I'm just like blown away by the accuracies that's deeper. This little black dot is precisely where my deeper is in conjunction to the lake and everything. You can see it's already creating a contour map based on what I've read so far, and just the few casts I've made, it's making its own contour map already. Just an awesome, awesome piece of technology. See, now you can see it's kind of filling everything in. Sorry about the duck noise. So now I just cast it out a little bit to the side, and it sees my deeper is over about 20 feet past where I just was. So I'll just reel in here. And as you can see, we are making a pretty cool little contour map of this lake. So there you can see right there, there's some arches. Those are definitely fish right out here in front of this jetty. So now I know there's some fish suspended right there. And as we get closer to this guy, you'll see it's a really steep incline up the side of that jetty. So it's a nice drop off right there. None of that would have been available without using this Deeper. All right, so now that we cast the Deeper around for about 15 minutes, let's go take a look at the history. And this is awesome. It actually records exactly where you're at, your trip, everything. And here we go. This is the arm I'm in right now. Let's zoom on in. You know, like I said, I've only been doing this for about 15 minutes, but we've already gathered a bunch of information as far as a contour map. You can see this nice point comes out where that jetty is. The accuracy and the GPS accuracy on this thing is just amazing. It knows exactly where I'm standing right now. It knows exactly where the deeper ball was last in the water, where your deeper ball is every time you cast. And it really makes it super easy, the accuracy of it, to go through and make your own GPS map. But it's absolutely invaluable information. You know, you can go to your own private pond, your own little secret honey hole, wherever you fish on the bank, and know every little detail that's down there. And every time you use it, you can just build a little bit more and more information and really build a really nice GPS map. All right, so now that you guys have seen my favorite feature, which is the ability to create your own sonar maps, and really just the accuracy of the Deeper Pro Plus sonar unit and the GPS and everything that goes with it, let's go ahead and talk about some of the other features that come along that I think you'll like as well. So let's talk about the app a little bit and some of the different features. You know, first off, this thing works in over 250 feet of water. So that's an awesome feature if you fish some really deep stuff. Obviously, that's going to be more if you're fishing from a boat than you would be just bank fishing. But 250 feet is ridiculous. That's definitely the leader on the market when it comes to these GPS floating units that you can cast. So let's check out the app a little bit. You know, you go to your calendar, you can click on whatever your today's date is. Here's today, and it's got the moon phase, so exactly where the moon is, which is just awesome. You know, you can go over here to your camera, take a picture of whatever fish you just caught. That way you know exactly where you caught whatever big fish. So that's an awesome way to log your catches. Weather, so you know exactly what's going on right now, what the weather's going to be like within the coming moments, see if any storms are coming or anything, obviously. Any type of notes you want to take, you can just click on that, let you know your fishing log, another way to log all your catches. You know, maps, that's pretty self-explanatory. You can check out exactly where you're at on the map. You can zoom into where you're at. You can go check out where the next parking lot is. So maybe you can kind of come over here, see there's a parking lot over here. You can go fish from the bank and have bank access right there. That's pretty self-explanatory. History, you know, that's a pretty cool feature. Like I just showed you, you can go back and check out anywhere you've been, go back to the GPS mode, check out your new GPS map that you created. Over here in settings is where you're gonna see pretty much everything you want to take care of. So brightness, obviously, that's important. If you're fishing at night, you can turn that brightness way down, conserves your battery a whole bunch. Fishing during the day like I am today, it's really nice to be able to see that like we talked about. And here's one that I really like. There's a manual. So you got your manual, you can obviously choose what language you want it in, and it has everything you need to know right there at the touch of your finger about your Deeper. So any questions you haven't know, I've had a lot of questions along the way about different types of settings, modes, how I get to different things, and it's super easy. You know, as far as getting started, that shows you how to charge it, you know, how to know when it's completely full battery, how to get this thing connected. You know, this is a Wi-Fi connection, and so you have awesome signal pretty much no matter where you're at. Even if you have like zero internet connection, this thing connects really easy. I've had like no problems with it disconnecting. So obviously that is super important. And yeah, basically anything you want to do as far as fish alarms, you can change if you want the fish alarm on or not. If it sees a fish, depth alarms, you can change your depth alarm to whatever minimum or maximum depth. That way, if you're catching fish in 10 to 12 feet of water, you know, you can put it on that. When you're right to that area, it's going to sound that alarm. You're going to know right when you're in that area what you've been catching those fish on, which is just awesome. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video of how to read a Deeper, how to use a Deeper, and some of my favorite features. I'm going to be using this thing a ton moving forward. I think it's an awesome product. I can't wait to use it while ice fishing too. Like I said, it's gonna reduce a lot of clutter when I'm carrying everything out there on the ice with me, which is always a great thing. You know, leave a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite features are of the Deeper. Like I said, everything will be linked down below in the description if you want to check it out, or if you got someone in your life that wants to check out a Deeper. This is an awesome product for kids growing up, as well as even experienced anglers, especially bank fishermen. This is a great tool for bank fishermen, and we're gonna kind of dive in, learn more and more with this Deeper as we go on. As I learn more and more about it, I will share that with you in the coming future. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I will be with you in a couple of days. I am out of here. Peace. I'm not sorry. I can't stop with a love like mine.